Superintendent Phil Davies, who's going to be talking to us about the city of Swansea and the surrounding areas. Now, the whole of South Wales makes up 42% of the population of the entire country. How do you manage to cope with dealing with such a large area?
We cope, we put policemen where they need to be, in the right place at the right time, is the honest answer. But you're dealing with diverse communities. And I look at the area that I look after, which is Swansea, neighbourhood, Talbot, and you can go from the city centre of Swansea to, across to Talbot, to Croeseru, across to Neath, up the Neath Valley, across the Swansea Valley, back down. You've got the western suburbs of Swansea. So within that, you've got such a diverse community. It does offer challenges for us as a police force, because it does take different styles of policing and reflects the communities that we police.
So what are those kind of challenges that you have to take on board?
Well, I think that certain, for example, city centre, there's always a buzz within the city centre here. It'll be the hurly-burly of dealing with that type of population, the crime trends within there, that we do have a busy nighttime economy, and that could then, you could be out in the Gower, obviously amongst the beautiful beaches, and dealing with a totally different type of police response required for that.
Do you have specific policemen for each area?
No, I think what we try and encourage is that we do have neighbourhood policing teams in every area in Swansea, neighbourhood, Talbot, who are dedicated to their areas, but they will also come in and help, for example, in the nighttime economy on busy nights as well, and they'll be involved in events. So I've got to say, the message to all our police officers is you've got to be flexible, and you've got to adjust to the community that you're policing. I've been brought up and live in the area as well, so to see the human face of policing, but also to show them the types of things that the police do. A lot of the work is seen, but a lot of work is unseen as well. And with any police station, the police station we're in today, Swansea Central, is a real example of that, where we've got lots of different types of police officers within this police station doing different types of police work, but we all work together as a team, and very much the focus is providing a good service to members of the public.
But you oversee everything, obviously. Is there particular areas that struggle more, maybe policing the streets? Is that an area that needs more people out on, or is it?
There's, I think what's important is that, as I say, we provide a 24/7 service, but we will have peak times, peak days, peak demands for our services as well. For example, Friday, Saturday nights, nighttime economy.
Wine Street.
Yeah, Wine Street, the city centre, what that looks like. Then obviously we bring extra officers in from other areas of Swansea, neighbourhood, Talbot into our city centres, because we know we're going to get an influx of people coming in. Likewise with the events that we get in Swansea, and I'm always very keen to encourage events to come to Swansea, with the exciting thought now of the Premiership coming up.
How are you going to manage that one?
It's going to be a challenge. Again, we've had several meetings with the football club. I think everybody's excited about it. I think it's great for the city, great opportunities. But it's important that we plan what the season's going to look like. We've done a lot of work over the last couple of weeks since we found out that Swansea were going into the Premiership, to make sure that we get it right and that people can go to the Liberty Stadium, enjoy the football, safe environment, and also the opportunity really for all of us who work and live in Swansea to promote Swansea as a great place to come. I know that there was an article in one of the Sunday papers last week which is saying that the Liberty Stadium is the most picturesque stadium in the Premiership this year, which is interesting. It's interesting to see what that looks like, but it's great if they're already given a very positive image about Swansea. And I think a lot of people will be coming to Swansea this year for the first time. They'll never have been here before. And I think, obviously, in conjunction with the Football Club, local authority and ourselves, we're doing a lot to try and promote Swansea as a great place to come and stay.
We certainly have over the years as well, because 5-6 years ago it had the worst crime rates for car theft, didn't it? But you've done a tremendous amount to combat that. What were the sort of measures that you did take?
We took lots of different measures with regards to that. It was looking at preventing cars being either obviously stolen in the first place or things being stolen from them, to actually arresting prolific offenders who were causing a lot of problems and as you rightly say, gave Swansea a really bad name at that particular moment in time. When you look at the recorded crime, and I was working in Swansea 10 years ago, when I look now at vehicle crime compared to what it was 10 years ago, the reductions have been dramatic and very, very positive as regards to where we are now.
Well, it's certainly come a long way, which is great, as you say, with the Premiership coming here as well. People are going to feel a lot safer out on the streets. Is that something that you always promote, for people to feel comfortable, feel safe, and to have sort of a community relationship with the police force? I totally agree with that comment. I think that the important thing to stress out there is that Swansea is a safe place. You know, you look at our crime levels, they're considerably lower than they've been previously, and more importantly, I think the business about certain elements of crime, which I think people are more concerned about, levels of burglary have dropped, violent crime has dropped, and the issues around, when you look at, for example, our robbery rates compared to other cities in the country, we're certainly one of the lowest in the country, and I think people can go about their business, go about Swansea, you know, any place, any time, and be in a safe environment, and that to me is a key thing. But for making people who obviously live here feel safe, but also people who visit us to Swansea also feel safe as well. And what about yourself? Do you feel safe? You don't feel, if you go out socially when you're off duty, that people know you're a policeman and give you a hard time because of it?
No, I've got to say, I think Swansea's a great place to go socially wherever you go. I like the SA1 development is a personal preference of mine down there. I think that's a great development. And again, you can walk around there, feel totally safe. There's been issues, and I won't hide from those issues around Wine Street. But again, we've been very proactive in relation to what we do there. We've just completed an operation over the last couple of weeks where we've taken some proactive stances against certain licensed premises within Swansea. And I think that sends out a clear message. We will tolerate a certain level of behaviour, but we won't tolerate people going against the law, and that's when we step in, and that's my job to make sure we do that.
So what is your main area within Swansea that you particularly like? What is it about the city that you're passionate about?
I am passionate. I'm born and bred Swansea. I moved away. I actually joined the Metropolitan Police up in London and did a spell up there.
Okay. Very different.
Yeah, it was very different, and I think the difference, I can compare it now, was that I was a professional police officer up there. I policed a population up there, but you never had, although you were very professional about what you did, you didn't have the passion that you get when you come back to your hometown to police that. And for myself and what Swansea looks like, I'm passionate about Swansea. I think it's got a fantastic future. We need to take the opportunities now. Because again, with the Premiership brings money. Money obviously promotes businesses, and I think that, all being well, Swansea needs to become that European city, which perhaps other cities in the UK have managed to achieve. And I don't think we've quite achieved that yet, but I'm very confident that we can do that.
One of those kind of steps on the ladder and all of that.
It is, yeah, it is.
Right, well, thank you very much for joining us, Phil.
That's
it's been lovely talking to you.
No, it's a pleasure. Thank you.
And that was Phil Davies talking to us, Superintendent Phil Davies, I should say, talking to us for Swansea Bay TV.